Raider Nation, good morning. It's Sunday morning. Got a big game today against the New York Giants, man, playing them this afternoon. But look, a lot of us are so excited, man. I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. The players are excited. We got a new coach, at least interim coach, Antonio Pierce. The thing is, I want to make sure we don't set ourselves up for failure. Because at the end of the day, we got to make sure we did not become or did not get caught in the trap of unrealistic expectations. So what I mean is, a lot of us are happy. We got AP as the head coach. We got a new play caller, a new offensive coordinator, Bo Hardigree. We got a new quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. A lot of people been wanting to see Aiden all year. But at the end of the day, we have to be realistic. What can we expect today? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to all fall into place overnight. It's not, as much as we want to think, because a lot of people think McDaniels was the only problem with this team, and that's just not the case. At the end of the day, as someone that loves this game, I would love to be able just to blame McDaniels. I'm one of the people that, I try to look at the root cause of stuff. So even last year, a lot of people know how I feel about Derek Carr. Even though he upset me at times, but I never just pointed a finger at just him. We really have some deep-rooted issues here with the Raiders. And, just moving on from Josh McDaniels is not going to, make everything right. There will be things that get better. So, with AP, we're going to see more passion out of the team. We're going to see inspired football. Guys are going to be flying around, especially on that defense, because that's their guy. They love AP. You can tell just from the pressers that I've seen, they really love AP, and I love that. I think the crowd's going to be more vocal. I think it's going to be more lively. It's probably going to feel more like a home game. I'm excited. But at the same time, though, there's going to be some things that's not necessarily going to change overnight, which I think is our biggest problem. It is the lack of consistency with our player execution. Regardless of who the coach is, if we're not winning our one-on-one, man-to-man assignments, we're always going to have issues. Because as much as people hated Josh McDaniels, could his play calling been better? Probably could have. But at the same time, if you really dissect what we saw in the field, there were guys running wide open. There were guys that, specifically, think about the two bombs that Devontae could have had. Because the thing with football is, everyone has to be cohesive. Everyone has to basically, as part of that player execution, they all have to do it. So think about those bombs that were going to Devontae. Devontae beat his guy, killed him. 2 plays, Jimmy G did not execute, and he either overthrew him or threw the ball out of bounds. That's on Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't blame, stuff on the coach, because the coach is not out there doing, the activity. They're not the ones that's doing the task. So I'm just worried that, a lot of fans are just going to have this unrealistic expectations, like things are just going to happen overnight. Now, to me, it starts in the trenches, man, especially on offense. And I'm talking mostly offense because I think our defense is continually going in the right direction. They're improving. They're still playing inspired. Of course, we're not where we need to be yet, but they're playing a lot better. But, on that offense side of the ball, it starts with that O-line. I know, one of my good buddies, Raider Rundown, my dog, me and him, we always have debates about that offensive line. He doesn't think they're that bad. I think they're playing very bad. And again, I know there's a lot of variables to it. Whenever me and him talk, he always says, oh, well, of course the line's not going to be good because they don't respect Jimmy's arm, which is valid. I definitely agree. But at the end of the day, these guys they're not winning their man-on-man battles. You watch Illuminor, he's getting killed by that left defensive end. It's that has nothing to do with who the quarterback is when you're not beating your own guy. Now, if they want to blitz the house and just send more than what we can block, that's one thing. But if they do that, somebody's open. Somebody's going to be open. And it's all about us, being able to find that guy quickly and making a play. But the thing is, what bothers me is, our linemen are not winning their block. I mean, they're not attacking the line. I mean, they're not getting any kind of push. And, if you really think about it, last game, I feel like it was only like one drive where we had good player execution throughout the whole drive. And you guys know which one I'm talking about, because that's when we went down there and scored. JJ was running hard. He had some room, because the thing is, the line, they have to take care of their blocks. I mean, they have to win their one-on-one matchups. The receivers have to win their one-on-one matchups. And the quarterback, they have to get the ball to where it needs to go, make the right decisions. If it's not there, if you need to throw it away, live another down. These are the kind of player execution things that I'm talking about. Like, this is what we need. Josh Jacobs, if the linemen are blocking who they need to block, Josh, if you have an ISO opportunity with you and a linebacker, you have to beat that guy. But the thing is, Josh ain't really getting that chance to beat that one-on-one guy, because by the time he gets the ball, there's two guys on him. And as great as he did it last year, because he actually led the league in forced missed tackles, but, I mean, he can't do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at. So we have to make sure we understand that if these things don't improve, we're going to have the same type of outcome, which is unfortunate. Because right now we're all feeling good. We want the Cinderella story to happen. But, everything has to fall into place, man. It starts with these players, man. When that ball is hiked, man, them bullets are flying. The players got to make the play at the end of the day. So, I just want to make sure that, as a fan base, we have to understand that. Because what I don't want to happen is everyone get upset at AP because we don't see a huge difference. Because right now we have the hype. That's one of the things. We have the hype. It almost reminds me of a Deion Sanders, man. When he went to Colorado, he had the hype. Them guys were playing on passion. But at a certain point, they had to start playing football on the field. And they start playing some dogs. And then you kind of get exposed to who you really are as a team. And that's what I'm worried about here. So, I don't want us to, of course, we're always going to be hopeful. But I don't want us to sit here and think that, we're about to be, a Super Bowl contending team. We just don't have the talent yet. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have the talent. But again, I expect to see the passion out there. I expect to see inspired football. I expect to see the crowd going wild, people running around. It should be a great thing to see. And honestly, I think we're going to beat the Giants. I think we're a better team than the Giants. The Giants is not a good team. If you're just looking at the Giants, their offense, as bad as our offense is, they're worse. They average 11.9 points per game. Last in the league. Their points per game. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that is points per game. Their yards per game. Last in the league. Was that 207 or 267 yards per game? Last. Pass yards per game. 155 yards. So, there's a lot of things that we look at this team. It's like, man, we should beat them. But then again, we should have beat the Bears. So again, it's all about, are we going to execute? Now I'm hyped. I'm super hyped about AP, man. He is, you could tell he's a leader, man. Everything about that dude, man. I love when he talks. I love how he carries himself. But I just want to make sure that, because I understand there's a good chance that we're going to lose this game, unfortunately. And again, I'm a realist. Love the Raiders to death. I travel everywhere to go see them. But, we just got to keep it real, man. Like, this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. At the end of the day, this is not Madden. This is not fantasy football. Speaking of Madden, I'm nice. Any of you guys are nice. I want all the smoke. I'll smash you. But anyway. we do have to realize that, this is real life, man. Things just don't snap into place. We have to really fix the root problem. And the root problem is getting these guys to consistently execute what they're supposed to do. If we do that, there's no stopping us. Because at the end of the day, we saw last year what our offense could have been because we flashed it last year. So I really feel like we still have that, but they got to be consistent with it. And then even going to the defensive side of the ball, I love what we're doing, but our defense isn't where it needs to be to really be competitive. We need the defensive line. Like, to me, you talking about, player execution, Max Crosby, he definitely has consistency with his player execution, but even him sometimes he'll over pursue or something like that. He won't set the edge, but Max plays so hard, I don't care what he does. Just like AP said, Max, go eat. But we need consistent play from everyone else. I was always been high on Malcolm Kuntz, man, but it's like he'll flash a little bit, then you won't see him. I need more from Bilal Nichols. I need more from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because even, that line, Bilal Nichols, Jenkins, Tyree, they'll do something here and there, but they need to win their one-on-one matchups, man. I mean, you just have to. You need to be able to flash on the film. Spillane, he flashed on the film. Diablo at times. And the thing is, if you're not going to win your man-to-man matchups, then you need to be able to make some splash plays. So I know a lot of people are really tough on Marcus Peters, but the thing with Marcus Peters, though, is he may have some bad plays, but Marcus Peters can make a splash play. I mean, honestly, he got the pick 6 last week. But if you really think about it, that probably should have been his 3rd pick 6 for this season. Because the dude jumps the ball. He takes calculated risks. Now, is the guy going to make a big tackle when the running back's running at you? No. And I wish he had more of that in his game, but it is who he is who he is. We took that risk when we signed. But at the end of the day, he's a big play waiting to happen. He just so happened dropped a couple pick 6s earlier in the season, but dude should probably have about 3 of them things. And I know a lot of people are up and down on Marcus. I get pissed at him sometime, but at the end of the day, he's at the part of his career where he's just not going to always win his man-on-man matchup. That's just what it is. I mean, if you think about it, Woodson was kind of like that too. Later on in his career, and that's one of the main reasons he got moved to safety, man. Because Woodson always took chances, always, but then he lost a step. They're like, hey, let's go ahead and put him back at safety. Then he took the time to understand the angles, and he can read the play, diagnose it pretty quickly, so he did well. But that's neither here or there. But basically what I'm trying to say is, we need more plays like that. Someone like Amik Robinson, he makes a lot of mistakes. But the thing is, he'll make flash plays here or there. We need more of that stuff if you're not going to win consistently your man-on-man matchup. So, man, but that's really all I got, man. So I'm excited about this game, man. I hope you guys are too. I know you are. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that we all understand what we're really getting ourselves into for this game, man, because I don't want to hear a whole bunch of whining and complaining. How we are. Stuff don't go right that we want to get rid of Antonio Pierce and get another interim coach. I mean, I'm saying, like, I'm going into the rest of the season looking for certain things, man. And my thing is, I just want to see, that passion, and I want to see disciplined football as well. And I want to see us get back to like that bully ball, man. Like, we really need, some guys that can, especially on that offensive line. Like, we need the Richie Incognitos, the Donald Penns, guys like that were just like nasty, that refuse just to get bullied, man. I feel like we don't got that right now, and it's unfortunate. Shout out to Colton Miller. I know he's kind of the leader of that crew. Colton seemed like a nice guy. You'd probably let him date your daughter, but I need somebody that got some nastiness to him, man, and I'm hoping that AP, just knowing his mentality, he's going to look for them type of guys. So I hope we get it. But, guys, like I always say, man, at the end of the day, players and coaches come and go, and we must always protect the shield. And I think this is literally protecting the shield, man, because the coach is gone. Players are gone. Jimmy's gone, or he's on the bench. But, the shield has to come first. So no matter what, man, it's going to be hard. These next few weeks is going to be hard. This whole process is going to continue to be hard, but we have some more hope. But all I'm saying is let's keep that hope. Let's not let the hope just diminish just because, we don't come out here and just blow out the Giants like we probably should. So that's the biggest thing that I see. So, but I appreciate you guys hitting this, this video up, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Please share it, and also I want to say thank you guys because I finally hit, my first individual goal, which was hitting that 1,000 subscribers, man. I couldn't do it without you guys. So again, I really appreciate you guys. I really do. This really means a lot to me. I love this team. I love doing what I do, and I do it for the love, man. So, make sure you guys continue to help support me, get the word out. Because again, like I always say, my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. I'm always going to give you how I really feel. I'm not giving you no politically correct answer. This is how I feel. A lot of times my thoughts and opinions are different than others. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I stand on what I say. Like I was the one, I wanted McDaniels to do well. I was the one that was rooting for him when a lot of people wasn't. I can also come here today, humbly say, hey, I was wrong. Again, I don't think it was all him, but I was wrong about him, and I'm okay with saying it. I'm not one of them fans that have to point the finger. So if you guys like my content and you guys like this perspective that I have, man, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification. But until then, I'm out.